How did you end up with your scar? 1. Stabbed through the hand as a kid with a compass. 2. Stabbed in the other hand with a knife as a teen. 3. Jumped out of a moving car and handed a rock from the road lodged in my palm. 4. Cut off a sizable portion of my right thumb on a deli meat slicer. 5. Burned scar on my foot from the time I set myself on fire. 6. Slit off the tip of my left ring finger with a knife. I think that's most of them. Your poor hands. I'm a mechanic and an alcoholic, so who the fuck knows? I was grating soap with a cheese grater. Why? To make laundry soap. Amazing. I slipped in the shower and landed on my razor. Now I have razor-sized scar on my butt cheek. Wanna know how I got these scars, sir? Please pull up your pants. I don't, but I know how you get these scars. Proceed to redacted. I should not have laughed. I'm an idiot. Same bro. An evil wizard murdered my parents, then tried to kill me but failed. Fighting my demons. Hope you are doing better now. Me and the table saw had a disagreement. The table saw won. I needed money cause I had none. I fought the table saw and the table saw won. I fought the table saw and the table saw won. I have a scar on my cornea. I was removing the tire from a bicycle to repair a puncture. If you've ever done this, you know you have to prop open the tire in order to put something else in the gap to widen the gap, and eventually be able to remove tire. I was using screwdrivers for this and propping them under the spokes. Well, one slipped and sprung out and up into my eye. I can only see the scar if I look at something like the sky or a white paper. It's like my little friend. You must have loads of great jokes about it. Your eye. The cornea the better. I was cutting yams and I slipped and started cutting steak. Open heart surgery. Same here, and it's a hell of a scar. Also have scars on my legs from where they removed veins. Motorcycle accident. Bike engine ended up on my leg. Burning off the good 3x3 section. Had to get a skin graft from my thigh. This happened in college and I was really self-conscious about my scar until some girls I was hanging out with noticed and I explained what it was from. Monsieur, I instantly got the old "oh my god, you poor thing" sympathy. It ended up being a pretty cool thing to have. A girl once said it was indicative of me being a badass. I now wear this scar with pride. You have to. Besides, scars are sexy. It shows you've been through some shit. Was welding at school. Put my arm against a hot piece of metal. Couldn't pull it off, so I took a box knife and cut the burnt skin and metal off my arm. Monsieur. Hell of a scar though. Damn, that's a badass story. Got the picture to prove it, lol. Well, don't leave us hanging. Check out my profile for it. I wanted to see what the flesh looked like and how it would feel. Now I know. There's also the one on my knee where I fell while walking up a single step. Or the one from when a heavy glass fell off the fridge and shattered onto my hand. Surgery scars probably don't count. So my mom really doesn't use a can opener, she instead uses a knife. When she opens the can with a knife, the top of the can pretty much gets cut into the shape of a buzz saw. Once she opened a few, put them in a plastic bag and told me to throw them out. I didn't know what was in the bag, so once I got outside I threw the bag in the air and tried to volley it like I was Cristiano Ronaldo. That did not end well as one of those buzzsaws sliced my foot. It still makes me laugh when I see the scar on my foot. County Route 7. You are not. I was in track in high school and was running the 4x100 relay. Last meet of the year on, there were a couple times we were within 1 to 2 seconds of the school record, and third in the state record time. I was the third leg and our anchor took off too fast because he knew it was our last chance. He was too far away from me for a clean handoff and I only had about 3 more meters to pass the baton. I wasn't going to make it, so I laid out and dove to get it to Hi Monsieur. He grabbed it, took off. I just lay there watching Hi Monsieur. I looked up at the times as he passed the line. We got it by 0.25 seconds. I stood up and started freaking out and running to the finish line to celebrate with our squad. I didn't notice the blood running down my leg until someone told me. Sheared the skin off my hip to the bone. Well worth it. You know how there are 2 hotel beds and you can jump between them? It was irresistible as a kid. So as a wee kid, I jumped between the beds. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right. And that was the mistake. I lost my balance and jumped to the right twice. To the right of the bed wasn't a third mystery bed, but a table. I hit my head against the corner of the table and it tore a scar that goes from my eye and back in. Inch. The eye is fine. Just barely missed the table. I have a scar in the same spot. I just hit my head on the corner of a chair when I was little. Fucking acne. I made it through my teenage years with terrible acne with no scars. But then I got chicken pox at 22 and have scars from that. Sucks. Had half my liver removed due to cancer. I tell people it was a shark attack. Got hit in the head by a rock I threw. It wasn't small. My father was a drinker. And a fiend. And one night he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Not one bit. So, me watching, he takes the knife to her. Laughing while he does it. He turns to me, and he says, "Why so serious?" He comes at me with a knife. "Why so serious?" He sticks the blade in my mouth. Let's put a smile on that face. Quote, burned my right arm while fighting. Very interesting scar. Were you fighting with flamethrowers? A flamethrower. FTFY. Went to school in Heidelberg. I don't think many people at all will understand this. Thankfully, you did. I only post for the eclectic. I have many tiny scars on my hand from when I clasped a cactus. And I have burn scars from when I touched sparklers, knowing fully well that they hurt me. Oh, and I got cut by a license plate. And some sharp glass found a home in my thigh. Monsieur. And those are the ones I remember. The other ones, I can't really explain. 1. Cut by a rock on my foot. 2. Stepped on one part of a yo-yo. 3. Scratched by my cat under my nose. 4. Cut my finger open trying to open a pistachio with a pocket knife. 5. Cut by a thorn on my knee. 6. Scratched by dog on my leg. 7. Got cut on my foot while running out my shower because I saw daddy long legs crawling on the wall. 8. You can count my birthmark on my forehead and my leg. 9. Bit by a fire ant during a fire drill on my knee. 10, 11, and 12. Too personal. I love telling this story. When I was about 5 or so, I got a gnarly scar on my face. Despite having a concussion, I remember all events leading up to it. But everything is blank for a long time after. I was playing with one of those tiny Tykes airplanes. I was quite dramatic about it and threw myself on the floor to land it and slid on my belly. Straight into a rocking chair. Chipped my skull pretty good. Had to get stitches. I was extremely lucky because if it had been about 2 centimeters lower I would probably not have my eye still. Downside besides having no memory of like 5 years of my life. Kids are brutal. My eyebrow has a perfect line straight through it. So even if I wanted to get my eyebrows done there would be nothing to work with. I joke that I have 2.5 eyebrows because the split makes it look like 2 are stacked. Other scar stories. Chased by a dog. Hopped the fence and didn't quite make it. Fence snagged my shorts and cut the back of my leg bad. Sliced my finger pad off with a meat slicer. My Ezio scar on my lip from landing face first on the bar of a trampoline and busting my lip. Arm got a nasty scar from a big wave throwing me into a rock face while snorkeling near Lava Rock. Inside my cheeks are scarred because I bit both of them falling out of a tree. Sometimes my tongue touches one and I can't stop. It's a bizarre feeling. She said I wasn't good looking enough. Kidney biopsy. Ran into a wooden support beam when I was 3 or 4. Now I look like Harry Potter. Ya know that thing ya do, where you yank on an extension cord from a distance away to get the end to come back to you? Yeah, came right at my face and hit me on the right eyebrow. So there's a small line where my eyebrow hair doesn't grow anymore. I used to do that all the time. Pulled off a scab and got a keloid. Keloids are so annoying. I have a big one on my shoulder from a mole removal and another from picking at a scab on my arm. Monsieur, they drive me nuts. I fought a kid with sticks when I was 7. It was fun though. Bicycled way too fast into a tree. Beer bottle. Same here. Dog bite. I punched a small glass window in a door. Fell down a staircase when I was about 4 to 5 years old and all I got was a small scar under my left eyebrow. Operation from when I was a wee lad. Tripped and fell on a stick pointing up. Fell and hurt my knee. Got hurt by my rabbit and cat and I got cut by a sharp stick. Beer bottle opened the side of my foot. Kicked through a glass door. Bike accident. A Roman candle shot backwards into my wrist when I was little. I was running in the woods during a campouts and tripped and fell. A stick about a centimeter or so thick went straight into my leg, missing my knee and I assume ligaments by a hair. I assume because I never went to the doctor and I have no lasting damages that I'm aware of from it. We just pulled it out, drowned the wound in disinfectant and covered in gauze. The scar has faded some, but it's still there. I had this scar on my pinky for decades. When I was a kid, I was trying to peel a pear with a knife while telling myself I won't get stabbed by it, and then I did. I have a scar that I got from a cat that when people saw it they think that I cut myself several times on both arms. 1. Operation on cleft lip and palate. 2. Scratch the chicken pox on my forehead. 3. 2-inch long bone graft scar from left hip to help move my upper jaw. I had a severe underbite so got my jaw broken and brought forward. 4. 2-inch long bone graft scar from right hip to upper jaw to help after getting a tooth removed. 5. Along the back of each ear had an operation to pull my ears back and into shape. Slammed my knee on a door frame and put a nice hole in my kneecap. Had a odd cut on my other kneecap, which for some reason turned to a scar. Was playing with some friends and I turned around and slammed face first into a mounted metal grill. So I have a small scar on my forehead. I have a pretty massive scar on one of my extremities from a biopsy. Breast reduction surgery. Fell down a hill whilst running. Well, slid. That was a fun trip to the walk-in. Jumped off my BMX bike at speed when my brakes failed. Got a scar on my knee thanks to that. Slipped on a cigarette butt and fell down a story of concrete stairs and didn't feel a thing until I saw the fat hole in my head. I had to fight for it. Was about 6'0". Fell down staircase and head split on corner of a wall. It's not shaped like a lightning bolt, but I always connected with forehead scars. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.